Speaking to farmers in Pennsylvania today, Trump laid out another part of his economic agenda, saying he would put a 200% tariff on John Deere imports if the company moves production to Mexico as planned.
A few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States.
Farmers across the U.S. have ground production to a halt, and their reactions are nothing short of explosive. When former President Trump threatened a 200% tariff on John Deere equipment if manufacturing moved to Mexico, the farming community split in two. Some cheered the promise to save jobs, while others warned it would make tractors and harvesters unaffordable overnight. But that was only the beginning. Stay with me, because what happens next will reshape America's breadbasket, and it's more dramatic than you think. In today's video, you'll discover how Trump's 200% tariff threat sent equipment costs soaring by an estimated 20 to 30%. Why Mexican customs literally stopped over 140 tractors at the border, shutting down 1.7 million acres in peak planting season. What farmers are doing to fight back, from class action lawsuits to hacking their own machines. By the end, you'll understand why this isn't just a trade spat. It's a full-blown crisis threatening food supply, rural livelihoods, and the future of right-to-repair laws nationwide. At a Pennsylvania rally, Donald Trump vowed a 200% tariff on every John Deere tractor and harvester imported if the company shifted production to Mexico. His goal: protect American manufacturing jobs. But the backlash was swift. Analysts estimate such a tariff could hike equipment prices by roughly 20 to 30%, meaning a machine that cost $100,000 could now run farmers $120,000 to $130,000 out of pocket. Supporters. Some growers praised the move, arguing that keeping production on U.S. soil preserves thousands of union factory jobs in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. "I'd rather pay a little more than lose my neighbor's job," said one Illinois corn farmer in a live interview. Opponents. Others warned that higher costs will cripple small and mid-sized operations already squeezed by inflation and rising input prices. "If I can't afford to replace my 20-year-old combine, I'm done," lamented a Kansas wheat producer on a farmers' forum. With already tight margins, an extra $20,000 to $30,000 per piece of equipment forces many to delay purchases or buy used machines. Industry group estimates show U.S. farms could see production costs spike by up to 5% in 2025, just from equipment alone. That adds thousands of dollars per acre to planting and harvest budgets, and those costs will likely trickle down to consumers at the grocery store. If Trump's tariff threat was the spark, Mexico's reaction was the firestorm. Over 140 John Deere machines are now stuck at the border under enhanced inspections, stopping work on 1.7 million acres during the most critical planting window. Next, we'll break down exactly why Mexican customs took such drastic action and how that shutdown is rippling back across the Rio Grande. Before we dive back in, please hit the like button. Your support fuels every story we share. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers on Global Insight, and your subscription would mean the world to us. Thank you for helping us grow. Now let's continue. In early June 2025, Mexican customs officials initiated enhanced inspections on John Deere tractors and harvesters bound for U.S. farms. Over 140 machines, ranging from 8 R-Series tractors to S790 combines, were held up at border crossings in Laredo and Nuevo Laredo. Each inspection can take days or even weeks, effectively sidelining critical planting and tending operations during the narrow planting window. The blockade isn't random. It's a protest against John Deere's restrictive right-to-repair policies. Mexican farmers and legislators are demanding accessible repair software and schematics, local parts, manufacturing, and tech transfer agreements, a reparations fund for farmers forced to lease repairs from Deere dealers at high costs. These demands echo a broader push in Mexico for agricultural sovereignty and mirror similar right-to-repair bills under consideration in U.S. state legislatures. With 1.7 million acres idle, Estimates put potential crop losses at over $800 million in delayed planting costs alone. Soya and cornfields, intended for late May sowing, now risk reduced yields, and many smallholders face ruin if machines aren't released in time. One Sonora farmer noted, "My entire income for the year depends on those 9R combines. Without them, I can't meet my contracts." It doesn't end at Mexico's border. U.S. farmers relying on cross-border service agreements are now scrambling for backup equipment and paying premium rental rates. Some dealers report tractor rentals doubling in price, up from $400 per day to nearly $800 per day. Meanwhile, supply chains for parts and service technicians are overwhelmed, creating a logistical nightmare that further delays field work. Imagine your tractor breaking down mid-harvest and having to wait weeks for an expensive dealer repair. That nightmare is real for U.S. farms. Software locks and dealer-only repairs. John Deere embeds proprietary code that prevents third-party fixes. Farmers must book an authorized dealer, pay premium fees, and endure multi-day wait times. Economic toll. The Public Interest Research Group, PIRG, estimates U.S. farms lose $3 billion yearly in downtime, plus $1.2 billion extra on repair costs. Every idle day can wipe out $5,000 to $10,000 in lost revenue, depending on crop and region. Farmer backlash. Class action suits allege monopolistic abuse, demanding Deere open its software. In small towns, producers share horror stories. "My harvest stopped for 10 days. My entire season tanked," says an Ohio soybean grower. But Deere isn't just facing legal action. It's watching its own stock price tumble as farmers go rogue. $14 billion market cap lost after news of the blockade and leaked internal memos surfaced. John Deere's share price fell by 15%, wiping out roughly $14 billion in value. Investors fear repair revenues will collapse if the company is forced to unlock its machines. Leaked documents. Memos show executives prioritized repair for profit over uptime. Treat farmers as cash cows, read one leaked slide. Credit agencies placed Deere on negative watch, warning of downgraded debt ratings if trust doesn't rebound. With courts and markets turning against Deere, farmers are taking matters into their own hands, and a digital resistance movement is surging. Green Ghost software. Hacks online forums host DIY patches that bypass Deere's locks, letting farmers self-repair. 10 to 15% of U.S. Deere owners reportedly use unauthorized code to restore diagnostics access. Community and defiance protesters burn Deere hats in town squares, sharing videos under the hashtag #TakeBackOurTractors. One Texas cotton farmer declared, "We're not customers, we're hostages, time to fight back." Meanwhile, Deere's rivals are circling, offering a stark contrast. And farmers are voting with their wallets. Open Repair promises. Case IH and Kubota now publish full-service manuals and sell diagnostic tools to owners. They advertise repair freedom in trade shows, winning defecting growers. Market share at risk analysts predict Deere could lose 5 to 10% of its U.S. market share over 2 years if the crisis persists. Early adopters praise rivals. Case IH gave me a manual. Deere gave me a bill. All these conflicts, tariffs, blockades, hacks, and lawsuits are translating into real production losses and food security worries. Equipment downtime. Thousands of farms report 20 to 30% production drops during critical sowing and harvest seasons due to repair delays. One Iowa family farm lost an entire corn crop while waiting for a replacement part. Consumer impact experts warn grocery prices could rise 5 to 10% by late 2025 if storage and transport machines stay offline. Food security advocates call this a wake-up call about how a single company can disrupt national agriculture. This isn't just about tractors, it's a fight for rural livelihoods, corporate accountability, and the right to repair. And the fallout will ripple from the fields to your dinner table. If you want to dive deeper into how bold actions by governments or companies reshuffle global industries, click on the video right here. Whether it's tech giants, automakers, or energy behemoths, We cover the biggest shakeups and what they mean for you. Don't miss it. Hit that screen now.